Hey,
Hello, Queens. How are you?
hello.
Nice to see you guys. Some faces I haven't even seen on these meetings yet, so welcome to the new ones. And I think you know who I am.
Okay.
So I'm going to get right into this, you guys. There's a reason why I want to speak to you guys first and foremost before the other queens here take over for my spot. There's been another shakeup in the Queen's Council, or the Queendom, if you want to call it that, where Daniela and Paul and I, we've had a little bit of just a temporary setback. There were still some energetic misalignments. There were some things not being brought to the surface that I was really looking for. And I really wanted to make sure that Paul and Daniela understood where and how and who, why, when we're moving with all of this. Essentially, this is me having to intervene to make sure that the disposition of the group, the Queen's Council, the Queendom here, it's always moving and it's staying straight. It's all being done for the right reasons. There's no a lot, there's not a lot of distractions. There's not a lot of miscommunication. There's not a lot of misdirection. And this came where I had to have a little sit down with Paul by himself and Daniela by herself, where I was discussing some of the reasons why I was actually going to ask Daniela to basically be removed from this Queen school for just a little bit until things get, like I said, more in line. Now, what caused me to do this? Well, Paul and Daniela are fantastic people, but I'm here to shake. I'm here to poke with a hot stick. I'm here to pick scabs. I'm here to rattle you a little bit. And when I rattled Paul and Daniela about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago now, there wasn't a lot of recovery. I didn't see a lot of feedback. I didn't see a lot of emotion. I didn't see a lot of energy that I was looking for. So that caused a little bit of concern for me. So I actually had to approach both of them and basically get things more aligned. The alignment basically was, hey, even though I had to rock you and shake you, realize that it was coming from a place of love, realize that it has a purpose, realize that we're only doing this to make ourselves better than we were moments ago. And I think, as Jody has mentioned in the past, and Kim as well, there's a reason why this happens. It's not easy for us to deliver messages. As a matter of fact, I was told that the message that I delivered that day with Jody's help was harsh. And believe it or not, I actually take that as a compliment. I take that as a me doing my job, because can you imagine being presented with messages that are always roses and cherries on top of the sundae, or just, fluffy, soft, fuzzy feelings? Do you think that we're actually going to make the progress that we're going to need to make when we're constantly being told that everything is just perfect? Because what if it's not? Mm-hmm. Would I be a wise teacher or a wise mentor to be promoting something that's not spiritually in alignment, or not trying to hurt feelings? Not that I do that on purpose. Sometimes delivering the message is very hard, but as you guys are going to come to appreciate, that's happening for a reason. And that's because it's forcing you to feel things within yourself as you are describing them or as you are conveying them. And that's actually going to make you better. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you have more confidence. It's going to make you see the light. It's going to make you stand in your power more so than you ever have. So as I was just mentioning to the queens on the other chat just prior to this one, never, ever be afraid to go for it. If something's making you a little uncomfortable, do not miss an opportunity just because you felt a little shy and you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings and you didn't want to do what you had to do. Because if you in the moment as a queen are not doing what you're called upon to do, there's going to be repercussions from that. Not just from me, but from spirit itself. We are being entrusted to do things that most people, especially the queens, cannot do. That's why you guys are here. You guys are all spiritually awoke to the point where you don't want to waste time. You want to make the most impact with every expression. You want to have the most results from any energy that you're investing into any situation, whether it's work, children, family, spouses, pets, whatever the situation is. We need to be at our best all the time. And I know that sounds like a tough one. How are we supposed to ever do that? Well, in a nutshell, the best way to do that is to consciously be aware of the fact that, hey, I had an awesome day yesterday, but I'm going to do a little bit better today. And if no situation arises where I'm able to shine today, I'm not able to do the best I can, I'm going to go create one. I'm going to text Ravina and say, hey, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to text Linda and say, hey, you know what? Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna let Camille know, hey, I'm thinking of you today. Never be afraid of reaching out. Never be afraid of being vulnerable. Never be afraid of not feeling your feelings. They are your feelings for a reason. If you want to put those in a jar and put those up on the shelf and not visit that stuff, this school is not for you. I'm here to pull that stuff out of you. I'm here to polish that, make that better, add a little light, add a little water, add a little dirt, whatever it is that turns your crank. I will see it. The queens will find it. If we find it or feel a queen is slipping, or if we find a situation that is having a less than desirable effect, it is up to me and it is up to all of you to work as a team to address this stuff. I never, ever, ever want to hear, oh, Darren, I didn't want to text you because I know you're busy. Or Jody, I know you're this. And those, don't worry. Those are not excuses that we need to hear. As Serena was just mentioning in the other meeting. Yes, we're busy. That's a fact. That's never going to shut off. All I do is paperwork all day. When I'm not doing paperwork, I'm helping other people with their paperwork. We're always busy. We're always doing stuff. But yet, we as light workers will always find a moment, and it may even take 30 seconds to completely change somebody else's day, their week, maybe even their life. So would you want to capitalize on an opportunity like that? Or would you rather just let it slip by because we were too afraid, we were too shy, or we didn't have the confidence to stand in your light and power and actually get the job done? Lots of times we're going to be called upon to do things that are uncomfortable. That's why Jody and I and other loved ones, queens here, are actually here to get you uncomfortable once in a while. This isn't about sitting on your favorite chair, putting your feet up, having your favorite drink and sitting in the sunshine. Yeah, those days are to come, but there's going to be some work we all have to do to get there. I know I'm watching, I'm monitoring everybody's progress. I'm a lot more spiritually in tune than a lot of people think. When Ravina's not feeling good today, I know it. When Camille's having an off day, I know it. When Loretta's got concerns or questions and that she's not reaching out to get help, I feel that. So I'm here to encourage you guys to never fall short in that regard ever again. Actually, I'm not going to allow it. You guys aren't allowed to do that no more. I'm taking that away. You guys must express yourselves all the time. No more fear about who's too busy or who's too this, that, or the other. Bullshit. No more of that. That all stops. Why? We don't have time for that. I'm building an army of queens to take over where the men have failed. I know this first and foremost, firsthand knowledge. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. I have very few men colleagues that feel the way I do, but you know what? Maybe I only need a handful to do this. And I'm fine with that because I'm concentrating on something better, you guys. And this was part of my conversation I had with Daniela the other day, where I actually told her to her face, I expect way more from you because you're one of the queens. Your husband's not one of the queens. Therefore, here's what I expect. Boom, 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 and boom. No more complacent. Well, I don't know. We need assertive behavior. We need commitment. We need determination. We need confidence. And if you're not feeling it at that particular moment, reach out to another queen and go grab yourself some. If you're feeling a little down or if you're feeling a little off, why do you think we're building all this? Why do you think when Shandy's feeling off, she can reach out to Jody right now? She can text me. She can talk to Linda, Sherry, incredible with her hugs. If you're not within proximity of Sherry to receive one of your hugs, you're at a bit of a disadvantage. But we're going to be here so that Sherry can hug each and every one of you at the soonest as possible as that we can get this done. So I just want to lay down some raw facts here for you guys. Yes, the expectations for the queens is very high. It has to be. Otherwise, you're just average like everybody else. Do you feel that? Who feels average like everybody else? Put up your hand. Yeah, I didn't think so. Why is that? Because none of you are average. I see that. All the other queens see that. Jody sure sees that. And there's a reason that this is happening. This isn't a mistake. This isn't random. This isn't just something that Darren came up with because he's got nothing better to do. As a matter of fact, I got a lot of stuff to do, but I hold all of you in such high regard. I put you guys in number one spot with me. Priority. Everything else I actually do comes second. Jody has experienced this firsthand. She actually couldn't believe it to this day. I think she still struggles with it. Why is this happening? Shandy's has had intimacy issues and trusting men issues. I'm here to cure that. Loretta doesn't know me very well, but you know what? Look at what I post on Facebook all the time. Look at what's in front of us. Don't ever, ever, ever disregard that. Don't ever dismiss that. Don't ever think that that's not valuable, because it is. Even if it's only me coming on here and talking for 14 minutes, there's a reason that this is happening. And I want you to all know that we all have each other's backs. Never feel alone. Never feel isolated. Never feel like you're not a part of something special, because I will be on your ass like you don't want me to be as soon as I sense that in any one of you. And I know you all want to be shaken up and stirred and spun around. And I'm not very good at dancing, but it feels like this is actually happening right now. We need to connect at a level where we've never been before. This is very, very, very important. Equity aside, that's all stuff that I can teach you guys. That is to come. That's the easiest part of all this, believe it or not. It's not the language that I'm trying to teach people. It's the feelings. Learn to trust your feelings first and foremost. Go with that. That will always be right. But what we do have to be mindful of here, Queens, is our way we develop this, the way we present this. Always take a moment to be mindful. Take a step back. Maybe even adjust your perspective for a moment. Just say, okay, you know what? Excuse me for a second there, Steve. Just let me process this for a minute. Yeah, you know what? The feeling I'm getting, and then continue. Stand in that power. You have this intuitive ability for a reason. Don't waste it. Don't ever think that, oh, I'm a little bit shy. I don't want to go there because I don't want to hurt that individual's feelings. You know what? That individual's feelings are already destroyed. Just have that in your mind already. You're already here to help them. You're already here to provide direction, wisdom, love, compassion, empathy, and a whole bunch of other good stuff that I don't really need to name. Go with those feelings. Don't ever feel like you're not doing the best you can do. Feel like you are doing the best you can do. And guess what will happen if you think like that? You will. You'll be planting seeds. You'll be laying down track. You'll be imprinting. You'll be having such an effect on other people. You may actually be dismissing it yourself a little bit, going, oh, well, I can't have that much of an impact. Yeah, bullshit. You'd be surprised what a few words can do, because we've all experienced the few words that have hurt us, that have held us back, that have oppressed us, that have made us feel small and insignificant. Let's push that all to the side. Let's now replace that with love, wisdom, kindness, compassion, and empathy. If you're pushing that, if you're projecting that, guess what you're doing? You are elevating the consciousness of this planet. And do not think for a moment that you're not being watched. Not just our online presence from the National Security Agency recording and monitoring everything we do. No. Think a little bigger than that. Expand your consciousness. Everything you guys do has incredible impact. Take advantage of it. Capitalize on it. Use that opportunity to do some incredible stuff. Don't be afraid of crying. Don't be afraid of hurting feelings, and be gentle on yourself. If you do not cut yourself a little bit of a break here and there, you will implode. You will start to go sideways eventually. You're all here for a specific reason, because you're more dialed than most. And through your energy, you will be touching and affecting lives with such a ripple effect. It's actually pretty incomprehensible, but don't think it's not possible, because it absolutely is. I think I've gotten my point across. Any questions at this point before I turn it over to the other two? Go ahead. All right, that's sunk in.
Maybe it's not a question, but it's observation of thanking you and having so much faith in us.
You know what? Believe it or not, guys, it's really easy. Because I don't see just the meat suits here. I know Kim likes to reach in with her skills and grab that heart chakra and do this with it. You know what? I do that too. I'm very good at feeling. I'm very good at with the intuition. I'm very good at anticipating. I'm very good at laying down energy, and I'm very good at directing it. Sometimes it may have come across harsh, but that's because it has to be for the moment. Do I want to do that all the time? No, which is why I very rarely have to do it. So we need the queens to unite at a level that we've never even done before. We've talked about it, but it's time to start doing it. Never, ever dismiss another queen's opinion or give her shit publicly or chastise her or make her feel insignificant. No, 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 no. Support, love, nurture, mother. So much more important. If Ravina said something silly today, you know, I might say, hey, Ravina, in a private conversation, hey, you know what, sister, when you did this, this maybe would have been better comprehended like that. Or consider this approach, or da 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 da. But again, you will never see me disciplining a queen publicly. That's not what we're here to do. And I know all of you are already in a position where you're coming from that love, that spiritual integrity, and you guys need a lot less polish than you think. You guys have already done so much work. That's why you're sitting here. That's why you're listening to this. You guys are chosen. You guys are going places, and it's up to me to make sure that we as a team get to where we're going. And you ask me if you think I'm going to stop. Am I going to quit doing this? Am I just going to one day walk away? This just gets turned up more and more and more every day. And the other queens, you know, you're going to hear stories. You're going to hear perpetual stories. The stories are never going to stop about what I experienced this week and how a situation over here, which I was fearful of, and I was afraid of the outcome, but boy, did it ever change for the better. Why? Because I gave it a chance. I came into that with an open mind. I was accepting of messages. I was accepting of energies from especially other queens. And again, I'll come in here every once in a while to make my little guest appearance. But for the most part, this is to let you guys know we are on the right track. We're making incredible progress, and we're not going to stop. I love you guys. You all love me, and we all love each other. That's how this goes. There's nothing going to bump that. There's nothing going to change that. I know I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of wounds I need to help repair, where women specifically have felt wronged. They've felt shamed. They felt they've had their dignity removed. They've been all that stuff that has happened due to either poor parenting, father figures, any other man in their lives that have let you guys down. Well, I just want you to know that that is starting to balance itself. Why? Because there are men out there like me whose life direction it is to help that situation. Because why? That's fair. That is the fundamental synonym for the word equity, is fairness. We've all lived this construct of an incredible imbalance, and that's why we're always feeling like we're being ripped apart. We don't feel like we're whole. We feel like we're being taken advantage of, and we feel like we don't belong anywhere. No more. No more. That's never going to happen again, because I will feel it. And you don't want the private message from me saying, oh, we need to have a little private one-off. So do your best to make sure that you never get that message from me. Because why? I expect more from you guys. I expect more from you than the men. I know what the men are capable of. I'm not interested in that. No.
Ravina had a question also.
Go ahead.
I didn't have a question. I just want to say that I really understand when you say I feel it, because I know you guys feel it. Every time something will happen, there will be a share in the Slack, like an image or something that actually answers to those feelings. So it's really beautiful to know. And I know. Like, I just wanted to say I know you guys feel it. It's amazing. Yeah, I know. And thank you for that. Thank you. It just gives the answer when we most need it. So it's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to hit the eject button here. I'm just going to hit mute and stop the video, and we're going to do we're going to have the other stars of the show come in. and give me about 60 seconds, and love you guys, and we'll be talking soon.